Hey, folks, it's Marvin Cash, the host of the Articulate Fly, and we're back with another Central PA Fishing Report with George Costa. George, how are you?
I'm amazing as always, Marvin. How are you?
And as always, I'm just trying to stay out of trouble, and rumor has it you may need to build an ark this weekend.
I think we're going to need arcs, canoes, drift boats, and maybe even a tugboat and a steamboat. It's going to be nice.
Sounds ominous. What's the forecast?
Well, the forecast is starting tonight and going into Wednesday and Thursday. We're going to get over an inch of rain again. Our water's already been pretty high. It's coming back into fishable shape, and we're about to get another big blast of rain. So everything's going to get up and blown out, off color and dirty again going into this weekend. Everything's just coming here. Everything's been underway, but we've had, drakes are starting pretty much everywhere. Sulphurs, March browns, everything under the sun is going right now. But this big blast of water is definitely going to put a damper on this weekend. It's going to be tough fishing the next 3-4 days up here in Central PA. That's for sure.
Got it. So we kind of come on the other side of that. And obviously, right, you fish streamers on the drop. But when things settle out and the hatches come back, I know one thing that you guys are known for is that you have such an abundance of insect activity in your spring creeks that the fish are pretty selective. You have some tips for folks?
Observation is the best tip you can get with selective trout. Look and see how those fish are eating. Big slabs on the surface, that's going to be an indication that a fish is grabbing something that's about to fly off the surface of the water, like a dun or a caddis emerging. If you see more subtle dimples, that's your indication that those fish are eating spinners or something that is stuck on the surface of the water like a cripple. So observation really is key. And we've definitely been where I've had fish on river left eating sulphurs, fish on river right are eating olives. So, each individual fish is going to be a little different. They're all going to key in when there's, different stages of a hatch going on or different species coming up at the same time. So sometimes you really gotta just look. That's the key. And this time of year, it's tough to make that decision. So carrying a good array of patterns, sizes, colors, profiles, you don't need to carry a million flies, but sometimes this time of year, carrying 30 dry flies, what you can expect, because every fish is different. They all want something a little different. There's going to be things that are going to consistently work, but sometimes you get a nice big fish that's getting real selective on a specific type of bug, and it pays to come prepared.
And so any kind of tips for kind of dialing in that selectivity, when the kind of the 5-iron fly doesn't work?
With stick of dynamite sometimes will do the trick, but dialing it in, no, just take your time and be patient with it. I think that's really the key. Is just watch to see what the fish is doing. And I usually will run a fly over a fish, 4 or 5 times. If you're getting a good drift over a rising fish and you presented the fly well, 4 or 5 times, and the fish is refusing it and you think you should get a hit on it, that's your cue to change. So change up your pattern, change your presentation, change up angle. All those really small little differences, small little changes can make a big difference in how a fish eats.
And of course, visit your local fly shop for advice and flies, right?
100%, 100%.
Well, folks, we love questions on the articulate fly. You can email me or DM me, whatever's easiest for you. And if we use your question, I will send you some articulate fly swag. We are drawing for something cool from the shop and then the season. And George, as we head into a soggy holiday weekend, anything interesting either from on the sales side or class side you want to kind of promote in the shop?
Well, one thing I did want to mention is that our cicadas are coming. Now, I wanted to bring this up that there are some cicadas just starting to pop up right now in Central PA. We're seeing the nymphs come out of the ground. We are seeing some adults here and there. With this cold, rainy weather we're going to have in the next 4 or 5 days, it's really going to kind of slow them down. So guys that are paying attention to that, you might see some cicadas up in the trees now, but the fish are not on them quite yet. It's going to be another week to 2 weeks until these bugs start flying around, hitting the water, and actually making noise. So just be aware, just because you're seeing cicadas in the trees right now, those fish are not quite on them yet. We're going to be another week and a half to 2 weeks until that happens. On the sale front, we've always got a bunch of stuff on our website. Classes right now, there's a handful of classes being offered on some of our other locations. We're in the thick of it right now here in Central PA. So check out our website, TCOFlyFishing.com for sales and classes, and hope to see you guys out on the water soon.
There you go. And so normal hours for the holiday weekend?
Yeah. Memorial Day, Monday, we're 9 to 3, most of our locations, but normal hours otherwise.
Got it. Sunday on Monday.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, listen, folks, as I always say this time of year, you owe it to yourself to get out there and catch a few. Tight lines, everybody. Tight lines, George.
Take it easy, Mark.